his best finish came in last year's Dual 1, where he finished 19th. Takuma, congratulations. Tell us a little bit about qualifying and how you eked out that last lap to grab pole.
Thank you. Extremely pleased for the team, and the both team car really worked well. I have to talk about a little bit for yesterday, that it was a tough day, and a gearbox problem, so it was 4 laps down. But we used the race as a test session. We learned a lot, actually. So then we were struggling a bit yesterday, but we found something that we need to solve. And looks like team and engineer did a great job to get everything together. The first out lap was not necessarily good. We had a little hectic moment, and then also interrupted by red flag. But I knew the track was really good by first group. That the Hinch groups did a 76. That was very impressive lap. So I wasn't sure if I could do it. But when I had 2 laps to go, I certainly felt I was confident that the car worked really well, and I just timed right on the final lap. And just make sure there's no mistake, but you commit 100% all the time. So that's a really great moment for the qualifying. You throw into everything I can, and it was a really pleased outcome. So I'm very happy for the team.
Questions for Takuma. Takuma, with your win in earlier this year, how much does that help you, especially in terms of confidence and bonding with the team going into another street course like this?
Sure, extremely important to get, obviously, to be in the front row is one of the advantage for the race. I know, looking at the yesterdays, and anything can happen, and particularly for the Detroit, and this is a great track, but it is really bumpy and really easy to make a mistake. So in history, last few years, obviously a couple of years ago the Dixon was dominant, but I think last year you see a lot of things happening. So hopefully we're settling and having the strong package this afternoon, and that the pole position gives us a great boost for us, and hopefully I'll be back in here this afternoon.
We've been asking a lot of the other drivers this afternoon, what do you attribute the parity in the field to? A lot of the drivers that are usually up top, Ryan Hunter-Ray, Scott Dixon starting from the back of the fields the past couple of races. What do you attribute that to?
Obviously, I don't know what the team, other teams does, but certainly for us, it's struggling too. That shows how competitive IndyCar is now. And it's just you missed a little window, and you're out of the game. It's so difficult to put everything together. But when you put everything together, you feel so good. Everything working. Like yesterday, I couldn't make most of it. The tires, the Firestone red tire is extremely great grip, but it's just so difficult to handle it better. Like yesterday, I was struggling massively, but then it's just small changes, just massage for the cars and everything to get together. Then you feel the confidence. Once you get confident, you can really nail it to the corner, and then the car reacting really nicely. So hopefully we have us too strong, and hopefully the regular top teams not coming up rapidly, so that I can have a little bit relaxing racing.
And to that point, Will Power comes from 16th yesterday to win the race. Do you feel like starting from the front will help you, or is it pretty much a roll of the dice?
It is always helping. It is always, and you can minimize any instant possibility. And like here after the long straight turn 3, it's a great position, but it's always risky too. And like any moment, you will lose quite easily because it's such a bumpy track with a concrete section. And like you said, the Will did a great job, and team did a great job to winning from the 16th position. So that means that anybody can win the race. But hopefully the front row help, and if we could maintain calm and no mistake, and if you do a decent pace, I think you should be able to have a great chance to challenge for the winning.
Thank you. In your experience, this track with the bumps and the climb curves, is it comparable to any track you've been on in your career, regardless of what kind of race it is? Is it close to Monaco, or what are we talking about?
In terms of the track-wise, I think Monaco is probably similar, some tight bend, but Monaco is such a smooth surface, because I lived there. No, for there for a long time, I knew they strip and resurface every single year. So when you arrived the Grand Prix a couple of months ago, they everything digging out and then laid out the fresh asphalt every year. So I think the Monaco's bumpiness surface level is probably as smooth as Barber or Indy Grand Prix. Very smooth. I mean, you can see there's some undulation, but it's zero bump in Monaco. But here, I mean, probably 180 degrees different. You can see the manhole, there is a concrete patch, so one corner there is a 2-3 different surface change, and it's just so difficult. But difficult means it's a great challenge for the drivers. I mean, if you didn't have a confidence, it's such a tough 90 minutes race. But I hope, we can enjoy the race, and certainly for the fans' perspective point of view, it's great because I think it's a lot of action. I think last year they did a great job to modify the circuit, the long straight into the heavy braking turn 3, so made it a lot of opportunity for the overtaking, and as well as the back straight too. So I think you guys have a great the race to enjoy.
Sorry, just a quick follow. Which corner was that with the multiple surfaces? Do you remember the corner number?
Oh, which one?
You mentioned a corner here that has multiple surfaces. Do you remember which number that is?
Well, yeah, I mean, you could say turn 12, for example. Turn 12. I mean, this whole section from turn 7 to 11 is very bumpy, but the turn 12 in particular, you go into the concrete patch, and then towards the turn 13, there's still concrete patch, and then you went to the asphalt. So front axle to grabbing the first asphalt, where the rear is still concrete. So you grab at a big moment like this. It's a bit like Toronto too. It's tough, but I mean, you got to deal with it. And I think from that standing point, the best grip car is not necessarily to be the fast. I think it's something that the drive durability is coming to the very high too. Obviously, you have to work on all the car well, but I think we worked on to how minimize the balance shift through the lap. That is a key, and I think the team and number 14 car did a great job.
Yes.
On that note, the plan after this race is to repave the circuit and make it all concrete in time for next year's race. How much do you think that'll make a difference to the racing?
I think it's going to changing a tiny big difference. I mean, whether the layout is new asphalt or concrete, I don't know at the moment. I know here they have a great summer as well as a severe winter, so it's always become a bumpy track, and physically here because of the island too. We'll see how it's going to come up. We always work on for the higher grip in this surface, but having had pole position like this condition and track, I always love to having a challenging bumpy track too. So by all means, I think it's from a safety point of view, it's better to have a smoother high grip surface. But otherwise, any condition that we have to adopt.
Any final questions for Takuma? Takuma, good luck this afternoon.
Thank you.